How many people in your class are willing to improve their lives? How many people in your class are on self-improvement? Maybe you're alone. Maybe you're with two other guys. But the majority isn't willing to improve their own life. So this sets you apart from like 70, 80, even 90% of people in your country, in your class, in your school. So first of all, like, be proud of that. Be proud of your achievement. But also think how, like, fucked up that is. Just wanting to improve your life, wanting to have a good physical and mental health, wanting not to be addicted to all of these substances and, like, have drugs, sets you apart from like 80% of the population. How fucked up is that? Be proud, but also be aware of how, like, crazy that is. Now, I've made videos in the past about how the competition is rising, which it is, but not in like the entire self-improvement thing. Like, more and more people are starting to want to become on self-improvement, but the majority of people are now are waking up to one particular pillar of the self-improvement niche. For example, like exercise, mental health, addictions, like food, these things. They're waking up on one of these pillars, and not particularly to like everything, like their entire life. Which can be quite dangerous for us, because they are only focusing on one particular pillar. That's it. So it's like they might even make more progress in that particular pillar if you start slacking off. If you start procrastinating all day, they might overtake you. Now, of course, work on every single pillar will boost every single other pillar. But still, if you work on one pillar and you're starting to slack off a bit, they will outtake you. Now that's why I want you to look at how far you have become. So look at what you already achieved in the time span that you are on this journey of self-improvement. Look at what you already achieved. A lot, right? And now, think to yourself that in that same time frame, you're going to achieve more than that in the future. Because you've already learned a lot more. So you're able to improve a lot more, sort of. For example, if you're already on self-improvement for like 6 months, well, so actually you have half a year, right? That next half a year, you're going to improve more than what you did previously. Because this sort of student mindset, sort of like improving mindset will make sure you don't get outtaken. It just will make sure you will not get outtaken, because you already improved a lot in the past like 6 months. And you're doing the same thing. Even if you improve the same amount or even less, like, one pillar isn't gonna crush you entirely. But the important thing is to not slack off and not being like, I already got what I want, right? So I'm out. That's just sort of neglect. That's sort of like being like, yeah, I already got what I want, and boom. That's just not how we think. It's more like, I have made a lot of progress in the past 6 months. Now I'm gonna make the same amount of progress or even more in the next 6 months, for example. This is a way better mindset to have, because that's you to not be crushed by the new competition wave, and to also be grateful of how much you already did. Alright? But just keep in mind that you're already ahead of most, already further than most. Oh yeah, one last point. Don't be like narcissistic about this. Don't think you're better than everyone, because that will just make you like sort of less worthy on like the value scale. For example, if it's like a value scale, right? If you're like way ahead of a lot of people, and yet then you start thinking that you're ahead of more people, and then you're like become a little bit narcissistic about that, then you go down. So it's like, sure, think that you're sort of ahead of people, but don't do like narcissistically and be like, I'm better than the rest, because that will just make you go down. Like, then you're just as bad as everyone else. All right? So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. Just remember that you're already doing very good and that you already are being very productive and doing a lot of good things with your life. All right? Goodbye.